Okay, Chapter 5, Day 1. This video starts out with a recap of what we watched during class today. So the focus is what is a box plot and how do we check for outliers. So the box plot I know you did in earlier grades. The box plot uses the 5-number summary to make it, which is the minimum, Q1, median, Q3, and max. Okay? So the box plot, you draw it on a number line. You watched them draw it earlier today. We draw ours horizontally. Computers draw it vertically. You lay out the minimum. You lay out Q1. You lay out the median. Who knows where it's going to lie in here? You lay out Q3. You lay out the max. And you draw a box from Q1 to Q3. And then a whisker from the center out to the max and the min. And there's your box plot. Now, so what is a box plot? There it is. It's a graph using the 5-number summary. How do we test for outliers, though? You're going to have to know how to test for outliers and remember how to test for outliers. We're going to use the 1.5 IQR method. All right? That's the method called the 1.5 IQR method. So what do? You find the 5-number summary, which is what we just talked about up here. Okay? 5-number summary. All right? Find the interquartile range, IQR, which is the range of the quartiles, Q3 minus Q1. That's kind of new for you, but IQR is the difference between the quartiles. Multiply that value by 1.5. So whatever this is, multiply it by 1.5. All right? Then take this value and subtract it from the first quartile. So quartile 1 minus this value, and we'll call that A. Quartile 3, we're going to add this value. So we're going to tack it, we're going to go below the quartile 1 onto quartile 3, and we'll call this value B. All right, you really don't call them A and B in the future, but for the purpose of notes, we'll call them A and B. Now, if the minimum is lower than the value you got in A, if your minimum is lower than this, or the max is higher than what you got here, or any number, I guess, is lower or higher, then they are considered to be outliers. So this is going to get you 2 boundary values. If your data is lower or higher than that yet, then they would be considered outliers. And so when we come to class, we're going to do some tests for outliers. All right, but that's it. That's just what I wanted you to get today was, what is a box plot? And then how do we check for outliers? And then in class, we're going to do a bunch of graphing of box plots and checking for outliers. And that's it.